Hey guys, what is up? And I welcome each and every one of you to a new League of Legends video. Now today's video is going to be a little bit different than the usual because today we're going to be taking a look rather at what may be the next champion in League of Legends, or I guess having a very good idea on what we can pretty much expect for the next new champion. Now obviously League of Legends lately has been releasing champions, like new ones, and also VGUs, visual game updates. Like the reworks essentially, like, you know, the Evelyn rework that we have on the PvE, the Urgot, the Warwick, you know, Poppy, etc. Right? And they've been kind of alternating between, right? It'll be a rework, then a new champion, then a rework, and then a new champion, right? And currently we have the rework of Evelyn on the PvE server. So the next thing for them to release, of course, is going to be a new champion, right? And check it out, because apparently we have some information that the next new champion is going to be someone that is designed by Certainly T, as stated by Riot Reeve, you know, some random thread that he was responding to. Now you guys, you know, might be wondering, what exactly does that, you know, Certainly T, okay, so what does that really mean? Well, if you do a quick Google search and you go up to the wiki page, you're going to see Certainly T is, of course, you know, someone that works at Riot Games. You know, he's a writer. And he's designed champions in the past. What has he designed? That's the question, right? Well, he's designed Darius, Thresh, Zarya, Kalista, and of course, YASUO. So, based on some more things that you guys will see soon that I'll show you guys as well, I'm pretty much expecting that the next new champion is going to be a mid laner, that it's going to be a mage, and is going to be essentially YASUO turned into a mage, pretty much. That's like a very rough way to look at it. If you were to take YASUO, take him from being this very mobile, high damage samurai, that's a melee champion, of course, and convert him into pretty much the same thing, just being a ranged champion that's now a mage rather than a samurai. That's essentially what I'm expecting the new champion to be. And again, I will show you guys a bit more proof behind that. Now, taking a quick look at his champions that he's designed so far, Certainly T, right? He's designed some of the more mobile champions in League of Legends in general, right? I mean, what do we have? We have YASUO. YASUO, obviously, you know, one of the most mobile champions. His E ability is literally a dash every like 0.3 seconds or something like that. Pretty mobile, in my opinion. Kalista, probably the most mobile ADC in the game, right? Because literally every single auto attack she dashes, which is, you know, that's quite a bit of mobility in that, you know, in itself. He has Thresh that he designed as well, probably being the most, I guess, utility mobile kind of support of all the supports as well. He's like the Lee Sin of support in a way, right? Because he's got this Q, which is kind of like Lee Sin's Q. You know, you attach to someone, then you can fly to them if you want. He has his W, which just adds a lot of mobility to his allies, and you combine that with his Q, and it just adds just an obscene amount of mobility and just the amount of distance you can travel, especially with two champions. And there's a lot of really cool kind of stuff like that, right? So he seems to really enjoy champions that are very mobile and have a lot of movements. So taking a look at a Reddit thread here, Daniel Z. Clev, I think it's pronounced. Now, you guys may be wondering who that is. Well, he's the one that designed champions like Azir and Talia, for instance, right? You know, very good champions. But he made a little bit of a comment, right? So here's a post that I will link it down below. But here's a post that was kind of linking one of the comments that he's made in a Reddit post. So he kind of off-responded to a comment which seems like the mage is going to be a high mobility, high safety, high damage champion, or maybe not. I mean, at the end of the day, we obviously don't know for sure. But this is the comment he's referring to, right? So there was a comment up here that he made. Talia hasn't been a problem, right? He's responding to someone else. The mana nerfs were appropriate, whatever. Okay, that's not the part we care about. But essentially, he was responding. And then we have this guy that responded, right? He's like, not true. Talia, aka, you know, she, Talia, is another high safety, high damage champion with tons of mobility, just like Lucian, Azir, Kayn, or Tom. I am just gonna be happy that there won't ever be another champion who follows this path. Which path again? Well, the path of champions that are high damage champions with tons of mobility. High safety, high damage, tons of mobility, right? Well, and then Daniel Z. Klein responds, boy, are you going to be unhappy about that one? And this guy responds, Talia's my favorite new champion in years, so can't wait for your next mage, right? So he's assuming that this guy's going to be making the next mage that's going to essentially fit this criteria. Well, unfortunately, that's actually not the case, because he also brings up Certainly T. Sorry, I'm in systems right now, but the next mage we've got cooking is the kind of design I would make if I was good enough. It's from Certainly T, so you know what to expect. Certainly T, of course, being this guy right here that designed YASUO, being one of his, I guess, more infamous, maybe, champions, famous and infamous at the same time. And of course, the next champion is going to be Certainly T's champion, right? Because he literally says the next new champion. So this kind of goes hand in hand, right? So the next new champion is Certainly T, that also is going to be a champion that essentially is going to be a high safety, high damage champion with tons of mobility that is also going to be mage. Now, I'm pretty sure he said that somewhere. The next mage, yeah, exactly, right there. So it's, like I said, essentially it's literally going to be a YASUO turned into a mage. That's pretty much what we can expect, right? Now, just to kind of back that up a bit further, right? I mean, taking a look at all the release dates, just to kind of, I guess, reassure that it's going to be most likely a mid lane champion. These are all the new champions that recently just got released in order from most recent, Ornn, of course, being the most recent actual, like, new champion, right? Ornn being a top laner, Kayn, a jungler, Rakan, support, Xayah, ADC, Camille, top, Ivern, jungle, Kled, top. And then we have these two mid laners. So pretty much ever since Talia, there's been a top laner, a jungler, a top laner, an ADC, a support, a jungler, a top laner. Pretty much every single role but a mid lane since Talia, which makes sense. But I feel like it's definitely time for an ADC, because, or rather a mid laner, because even in the rework section, you can see, I mean, these guys don't really fully count. It's a rework, but it's not like a full VGU, right? It's not like a full rework like the Poppy level or Warwick or Evelyn level. But we have Urgot, top laner. We had the Galio rework. I guess he's a top laner. We had the Warwick rework, a top laner. We had the Yorick rework, also a top laner. I mean, that's a lot of top lane champions now that I think about it. But essentially, there hasn't really even been an actual mid lane BGU, right? Like a champion that was reworked specifically for the mid lane as opposed to like the smaller reworks. So, I mean, putting this all together, what do we have? Well, we have a champion, or rather we have a list of champions that is not including a mid lane champion for a long time. So we haven't had a mid lane champ, whether it's a new champ or a full rework, for a long time. We have confirmed that the next champion is going to be one designed by Certainly T, which also confirms this, that is going to be a mage that's also designed by Certainly T, as he states here, that is going to be essentially, as he says with this, to this, that is going to be a high safety, high damage champion with tons of mobility like Lucian, Azir, Kayn, or Tom. I mean, that in itself is essentially what I'm kind of, understanding from this. That's the kind of champion we'll be getting. And when I do, a quick Google search image, there seems to be, this image that comes up of a Thunder champion. And to me, when I think of a mage that's high damage, high mobility, maybe even high safety, that's also, a mid lane mage, I instantly think of Thunder champions, because that's what to me a Thunder champion is, right? Fire champions are usually very kind of just straight up damage, not really much mobility. You have Earth champions like Talia that are kind of a lot more, maybe a little bit of CC focused, a little bit of control focused. You have Wind champions, which we don't really have a Wind mid lane champion, honestly. I mean, unless you play Janna, which isn't really, I don't know. I get Wind is a bit of mobility, but not so much focused on damage, while Thunder is just kind of this, just dashing around, just doing a lot of damage very quickly. That's what I think when I think of these kind of champions. A very kind of cool looking Thunder champion, right? And also a little bit of a, added bonus, I guess. I remember a few months ago, I was talking to one of my friends that, I don't know if he works at Riot or he doesn't work at Riot anymore. I genuinely don't know. But he was saying, I remember I was talking to him about one of the champions that's coming out. I can't remember if it was a new champion or a rework champion. I think it was a new champion. But he accidentally said, oh, are you talking about the new Thunder champ for mid lane? And I'm like, wait, what? Wait, what Thunder champ for mid lane? I don't know what he's talking about. And he just kind of randomly brought that up. I'm obviously not gonna say who or what, just in case, for the sake of keeping the disclosure there, I guess. I don't know. But and then doing a couple more searches, you can see that people, they have made posts talking about this Thunder guy that I have, that I just showed you guys. You've seen the thumbnail and stuff. That they talked about him, and people were thinking that, like, oh, maybe he got leaked, or they thought they saw on the PBE client and stuff like that. You can see Rajin, the Thunder God. Right now, there's the other, Thunder is lightning. There's whatever. There's different types of styles, I guess, but. And in this case, this is kind of like an idea of how he could look like. I don't know, obviously assuming that this guy might be the champion. Maybe this was a fan-made champion. I don't really know for sure. Maybe this was like one of those just concept designs that Riot had made. But, it's not unusual for Riot, assuming this is a fan-made champion, to take ideas from, fan-made champions made years ago or whatever, whatever long ago, and convert them into an actual real champion. That's pretty much what happened with, I think, Jhin, for instance. Jhin was taken from a fan-made design or concept years ago, and kind of redone into this kind of new image of what, Jhin currently is. And my goodness, to see a fantastic champion, I have to say. So I don't think it'll be unusual at all. I really don't. And the funny thing is, people aren't really happy about it, right? Because he is known for making Yasuo a champion that's a lot of people just do not like, right? Like, it's an easy champion to hate just because of just the nature of what Yasuo is, and just being really high mobility. You can feel like it's very hard to kind of play against him. There's, a bunch of threads saying that he should never make another champion because, based on his history. And if you do any like news search, there's a lot of people are talking about, next gen champion will be can't, whatever. I'm not gonna say the word. They're all talking about just how they're essentially kind of scared, I guess, that he's the one that's making the next new champion, literally because he's made Yasuo, and he's the guy behind Yasuo. Mark this video, favorite it, bookmark it, or whatever. The next new champion is going to be a mid lane champion that's going to be Thunder-esque or Thunder themed. That's going to be high damage, high mobility, and I guess high safety as well. So there you guys have it. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I mean, I just wanted to make that, you know, a little bit of a, well, it's not that quick anymore. It's 8 minutes now, but I want to go over this speculation and see what you guys thought about it. And yeah, let me know what you think, you guys. What you think about it down below in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, hit it with that like button, share with your friends, and yeah, I'll see you guys for the next one. Thank you so much for watching.